Hello, welcome back for another book review and a different camera because I am tired of playing. This is not related. To those of you who are just here for the review, we'll get there. I'm tired of playing this game. For those of you who are on my channel normally, that's the camera I normally record with, and it is such a pain in the butt. I can't just sit and record. Like, I have to watch how long I'm talking per recording session, really, when I sit down to record, when I have some time to record, because it constantly overheats. And like taking 5 to 10 minutes to let it underheat isn't enough anymore. Like, I literally have to take a good 20 minutes minimum, and then I can record for about 10 minutes, and then it'll be like, oh, like 5. And then it's just like, it's an inevitable, like I can only have one long recording session. So we're trying the GoPro for the rest of the books I need to talk about today. So without further ado, onwards to the book review, which is this one. And hopefully it puts the stuff correctly. I have lost my viewfinder screen over here because it only lasts for a minute, and then it is like, you didn't need to see if you're recording. Why would you want to see if you're in focus? Why would you want to see how it looks on camera? Why would you want that? So I just have to hope that it's still recording and that the little flashy light is working and stuff. So anyways, moral of the story, let's talk about the book for today. So this is Llewellyn's 2024 Sun Sign book, Horoscopes for Everyone, Love, Money, Success by Alice DeVille. This is kind of like the Moon Sign book in that there's a lot of like background astrology you're probably gonna need to know, because this book is just one of those that like you need to know a lot about astrology. Like, I don't know. Personally, I don't know diddly squat of anything about like your 7th house and your 9th house and your 11th house and your 6th house. I don't know. I don't know what it means when like Mercury is in Taurus. I don't know. I don't even know if that's a thing, but I don't know any of that stuff. And like the first bit of this book for every single one is like, I don't know, and like it kind of explains it, but like kind of not. Honestly, I do think a little bit of this kind of comes down to like, I feel like you just kind of gotta know some astrology basics that I just don't. So like it talks about like Mercury and Mars and Jupiter, and you're like, cool. And then it talks about like the elements and then the 12 signs, and like it kind of talks about how they overlap, but kind of not. And like honestly, it's really complicated. Astrology feels like the calculus of witchcraft, and like I just haven't wanted to leave like pre-algebra. Like that's where I'm at on my astrology. I know my sun sign, I know my moon sign, and I know my rising sign. Anything after that, I really don't care. Like, I should, but I don't. It's one of those that it's like, eventually I'll probably learn it, but today's not that day. So that said, you can still get stuff from this book if, like me, you're not huge into astrology, but do keep in mind, especially at the beginning. So this book basically goes through the 12 zodiacs, and you just flip to your section. So for me, I would flip to the crab, and from there, like the first bit kind of goes over like your basics of like, what is the crab? And then it goes over like your year overall. And then it goes over each month too of like, what are we at? We're at Capricorn here. And so like Capricorn for July is gonna have, all of them have this though. So overall theme, relationships, success and money, pitfalls and potential problems, rewarding days and challenging days. Now it does this for each month of the year. So in this case, it's going to be for 2024. It also has like, just kind of overall like strengths, talents, and the creative spark for the personality, intimacy and personal relationships, values and resources, blind spots and blockages, goals and success, key words for the year for each sign, the year ahead. Honestly, that section got really complicated really fast for the astrology inept like me. Because seriously, it's like, another planet that is occupying Taurus is your solar 5th house in Uranus, which turns direct on January 27th. Unpredictable conditions are sure to pop up this time of year until the erratic planet finally leaves Taurus in 2025. Okay, I don't know. Like, it does that. Then it goes into your Jupiter, your Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, how will this year's eclipses affect you? And then I think that's it. I think it also talks about the retrogrades at some point too. But like, I think it might be in the months, honestly. But like, that's pretty much the entirety of this book, is that it just talks about your sun sign, I think. I don't know what it means for your 7th and your 9th and your 12th house and whatever. I don't know. So I don't know what it means because, again, I'm not an astrology witch. I don't think it's a requirement for witches to know every single aspect possible in the craft. I don't think you actually can in a lifetime. And like, I don't know, astrology just isn't that big for me. Like, I just kind of stick with the vague of like, okay, we're in the current sign of Leo right now. And like, cool, that's it. My sun sign is the crab and my rising is Capricorn. Those are the 3 that I care about. Other than that, like, it gets really complicated really fast. I'm fine staying in the pre-algebra of the astrology stuff right now. I feel like some of this book and like the moon book was definitely like calculus of astrology. So anyways, that said, if you were interested in horoscopes and things for your sun sign, overall, this would be a good book. It is a little complicated, so do keep that in mind. But I would love to hear your thoughts on this one in the comments down below. Huge thank you to my patrons. I don't know where your names are going to end up because I don't have a views finder right now. It's just a black square. Somewhere around here, I'll have your names. Huge thank you to you guys. It has been so nice to have my patrons, and I do have more content coming out for you guys. My audiobooks are now going to be there. So the first 3 chapters of my death book, The Death Journey, is available on my YouTube, and the rest of the book is available to my patrons. It is posted every week. I think it's on Thursdays is when that goes up. So do keep an eye out for that. Speaking of my book, I do have my book. It's currently part of my awkward tripod, so I can't show you it, but maybe I'll put a picture up of it. But basically, my book is The Death Journey. My pen name is Raven Wells. It will be available as an e-back, paperback, and hardback, and of course the audiobook on my Patreon. It's not available on Audible because it's like a very complicated thing, so it's just on my Patreon. But that is my practical book for death as a witch. It goes through the mundane stuff and the magical stuff. So it talks about like writing the obituary, stuff you need to know before they die if you can, like passwords and stuff like that. Like there's a long list, there's a whole chapter on it really, of the important documents that you need to get. And then of course, like the more things you would think of for a witch, like rituals when the person's dying, right after they've died, death deities, like herbs and flowers and plants and crystals and stuff for death. And there's rituals all along the way. So there's a bunch in there. I hope it's going to help a lot of witches out there, as well as other pagans and Wiccans and all of the others under the umbrella. That has been available since August. I don't know when you're seeing this. I think you're seeing this in August. It's probably available now. I haven't looked at my calendar. I'm just bulk recording like 6 book reviews today. So I don't know when you're seeing this. I think you're seeing it in August though, and it's probably out. You can always find out and find links on my blog down below. It's really easy. I just use it mostly as a website, so you can find all of my posts and links to all of my books. As always, thank you for watching, and until next time, blessed be.